Standby alert. Death Star approaching. Estimated time to firing range, 15 minutes.
Do y'all want to know something that I've realized as of late? Let me tell you what I have noticed. In the past about maybe 6 months, right? I've noticed that when I go out,
I just watched over a hour and a half of a live, a singles live, where the men and women get together to see if anybody makes a love connection. And I am watching the women in the comment section repeat the same thing.
men don't approach me.
They all are saying, a lot, not all, that they are never approached by men.
And when I mean go out, I mean if I'm at the grocery store, going out for a walk, getting dressed up and going somewhere, it doesn't matter. Men just have not been approaching me whatsoever.
Don't matter how they dress, where they go. These women lived in different cities.
And at first, when I noticed it, I was like, okay, this is different because I'm just used to men coming up to me, right? I had to realize, okay, when I'm praying and I'm asking God for protection in all areas of my life, I totally feel like my dating life has his protection over it as well, right? When we know that a lot of these men just want to come in your life and waste your time. And if you're praying for a husband, if you're praying for your spouse, if you're praying for companionship, you have to realize that God is probably making you invisible to like 99% of these men.
Different ages, different races, different careers, different body types, different looks. Everything is different, but they share the same story. Men are not approaching me.
He doesn't want these men to step to you because he already knows what it is before you even know. So now when I go out, I don't even expect men to come up to me, for real. Like, I really just go out and I just be going out for a good time.
In this backdrop of more and more young ladies saying that they're not getting approached or getting the kind of attention that either they're used to or they're hoping for, you get a window into the kind of view that many millennials have about love and relationships in this conversation with Kevin Durant. He says a phrase that is quite familiar to many guys who have dealt with the modern dating scene.
This is a perfect segue to your reasons why you're single. So why are you single?
Because I don't want a girlfriend.
Just that, simply put.
Yeah.
I think that's why we broke
I
up.
have my moments where
I think that's why we broke up, bro.
we got our moments of times where
I feel like you got your heart broken one time.
Heartbroken?
Bro, I did too. I feel like you got your heart broken one time, and that just really f***ed you up.
I wouldn't say I had my heart broken. I started to understand women a little bit more as I got, early on I understood that like, she's not mine.
There it is. We've heard that so many times in this space before, but to him it's just, even as an NBA player, he understands that there's never going to be one woman that's going to be totally his. No matter how much he may feel for her, she may feel for him, he feels that sooner or later her eyes are going to wander and she's going to want someone else. And this is Kevin Durant, a 7-foot NBA basketball player saying this. So of course, for regular guys, it's probably something that goes without saying.
Even if she may be my girlfriend, she might be influenced by other people.
No. KD, you're selling yourself short of the greatest energy in this world that is love.
So
I mean, he's right, but
I
bro,
don't trip on that relationship. If we having a good time for a moment, then cool. If you end up venturing off, and I do too, it is what it is.
But don't you know anybody that's been like married for like decades?
Yeah, I know some people
that
are married for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but you're focusing too much on those people.
I'm focusing on everything.
Is the dark side stronger?
Yes, it is. It is in this backdrop of more and more young ladies noticing they're not getting approached and more young men being quite ambivalent to love and relationships that a man-made force of mankind, if not nature, is on the doorstep. That's about to change everything.
And the anecdotal complaints we get is they spend their days on video games.
Whoa, play. This is your ass. This is your ass. Do nothing about this player.
So why don't I accept coffee dates?
Well, besides the fact that I'm really not much of a coffee drinker, I find that coffee dates are low effort, they are cheap, and they are the biggest waste of time, honestly.
Now the women are complaining, right? Because the men said, you haven't listened to us for 30 years. Guess what? Peace. Deuces, okay? Just had a guy, in my comment section talk about relationships are too hard.
What do you say when a man invites you on a coffee date? No, thank you, and suggest lunch instead. It's like, you know what? Let's do lunch instead. It's nicer. There's a nicer place over here at such and such and such and such. If he says no, then it's like, well, I don't really do coffee dates. It's not really worth my time. Don't nobody want your bean juice.
They're not worth, and there's no return on investment. I got my video games, I got my hobbies, and I got my bros. That's all I need, okay? That's what's going on right now.
When I make the Star Wars reference, it's almost like a perfect storm what we're seeing here. Not only have young ladies have elevated standards for what they want in not just a guy, but a first date. There's also inflation making everything more expensive. Even a date to Starbucks, 2 cups of coffee and maybe a Danish apiece would easily go for $30. Not to mention if you Uber or drive a car could easily get up to $50. And then there's the fact that there's a new video game that's been long anticipated coming out at the same time. A game that has not been released in more than a decade. And get this, the base price for the game, $70. Mid price, $100. Full deluxe price, $150. Compare those prices against the dates. It's just a perfect storm.
I'm going to call it right now, man. NCAA is going to be that one game where, where it's going to feel like the 2K20 type of impact when it comes to like the stream on my side. Like, I definitely see it. Like, I don't know why. Because, I'm literally going to be, like, day one, I'm going to be in depth on the game. Ultimate Team, we're doing 2 million pack opening, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're going in depth with this shit, bro. This game has not been dropped in literally 10 years, guys. I don't even think you guys understand how significant this is. Like, there was 3 different presidents in the office by that time, you know what I'm saying, since the last time it came out. They said the world was going to end during the time when the game was last dropped. Like, there's so much different.
To be honest, I don't know who Flight is, but if he has 114,000 likes on his post, then I'm pretty sure that a good number of people follow him. And when his top comment says, I think Ncaa 25 will be the biggest sports game since 2K14, and you get 7,300 people, almost 7,400 people saying they agree, this is a pretty big deal for the guys who play sports games. And it couldn't come at a worse time for modern dating in the West.
What happened to your natural instinct? Is that gone now? Are men just choosing not to walk up to women? Is that a thing?
Kind of a thing. Fear is real. Mental health is real. The anxiety of trying to approach someone is real.
Am I the only guy that will never walk up to a woman? I don't care how beautiful she is. I will never walk up to a woman, bro. It has nothing to do with anxiety or I'm nervous or I think she's better than me. Like, if a woman actually really likes you and she's seen what she likes, she will walk up to you.
These are the same kind of men that are so quick to call a woman masculine. Are we being masculine or are you all being more feminine? So you want a woman to approach you. You want her to give you flowers. You want her to take you out and pay for dates. You also want these women to drop to one knee and propose to you. You also want that same woman to cook and clean and take care of the kids. You want her to also be fit, feminine, and flirty.
If a young guy has an extra $100, $200 at the end of the week, does he want to hear this blissful sound and relax and talk with his friends on the internet? Or does he want to go on a date with a young lady who's going to have a list of demands about how he should do what, when and where, how much he should spend, and at the end of the date, he can still be dusty, he can still not be attractive enough, and it's just not well time spent. It's kind of clear the choice is making itself. If you're a young guy and you have a little bit of extra money, it is almost like throwing the money away if you're not instantly attractive to that young lady. It's almost a better investment for you if you're not very attractive to a large number of young ladies to just spend it on video games. At least you get to enjoy the video game. But dating has become so difficult for regular average guys, it's common sense at this point. And now you put that on top of a game that many people have waited for with bated breath for a decade plus, and it's college football. There's someone that I'm well acquainted with who has the phrase, "It's over," or "finito," because that's what's about to happen when this game drops. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video.